Open Tabs quick podcast on YouTube. We're trainingsites.io. If you haven't already joined, make sure to join the community and of course subscribe below. Hit the notification button, all that great stuff here on YouTube. So what are we going to cover today? It's Tuesday. I want to go over some of the tabs and tools that ran into yesterday and just sort of observations on some things that we can do when it comes to podcasting. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit of a story. I actually started podcasting before it was called podcasting. I wrote a book a long time ago, early 2000, called 52 Secrets My Mom Never Told Me About Internet Marketing. First book that I wrote. And what I did is I basically had each week, I had an internet marketing secret. 52 of them. And the only reason I picked that, of course, was because there was 52 weeks in a year. So what I did each week is I basically did a little session about the secret for the week. And I recorded it as an audio, and people subscribed to the channel so they could get a secret each week. The interesting thing at the time was that I was actually doing a video, and what I did is I just took the audio from the video, and that's the part that I turned into something people could download. Not the video, at that time you really couldn't download videos, but the audio, an MP3 file, you could certainly download. So podcasting is something that's a little bit different than a traditional blog post, in my opinion. I'm not going to get into all the details of podcasting other than the fact that it is something that people can subscribe to and expect on a regular basis. And it's either entertainment, education, doesn't matter really what it is, but they're expecting something from you on a regular basis. And it can be an MP3 file, an MP4 file, and technically a newsletter is a kind of podcast, not a media podcast, but a text podcast. Because if you're doing a newsletter every Friday, every Monday at a set time, and you've got a set format to it, that's kind of a podcast in my mind. So I'm not talking about the technical part. I'm talking about the fact that people are expecting content from you on a regular, consistent basis, either about education and or entertainment or both. And it's a chance to really connect and be authentic with the people that you want as customers, those customer avatars, those people you're trying to get in front of, those people you're trying to educate, or more importantly, just build as your community. So that's kind of the background on podcasting. And one of the things that was difficult or is getting difficult is creating podcasts and being consistent with podcasts. So what I want to do today is I want to show you a couple tools that kind of make it easy to automatically create podcasts based on what you're already doing, capturing your digital exhaust. And I'll show you what we're doing here on trainingsites.io and kind of where all of this comes into place. Now, I'm going to show you one other tool first, because technically what I did is I had for example, here we've got 15-minute, I do anywhere from 10 to 20-minute kind of daily open tabs discussions like this. One of the things that I can do with that is if I have a 15 or 20-minute section, I can create chunks or pieces that can be used on things like TikTok or even YouTube Shorts, but they're snippets of the content that I'm creating, and it would be nice to be able to create that automatically, right? So here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to open this up so you can see it. Again, Training Sites is here. This is the tool I want you to consider or play around with or go take a look at. It's called Opus Clip, and it's opus.pro is where you're going to find it. And this particular tool, let's get this one out of the way here. I'm just going to move that. It's on my screen. I'm going to move that out of the way. So what it does is it actually creates, if you put one long video that you've captured in, whether it be a training session or something like this, it creates 10 viral clips automatically for you. So this is something that's really easy to do to take advantage of some of the podcasts that you're actually creating or regular basis that you may be creating. Now, the interesting thing is when we come back to this, I'm going to show you how to create podcasts automatically. But if we have the podcast, we can use this tool to automatically convert that into another asset to use to build with our community. So all you need to do with this one is basically drop a link into the tool or upload a file, and it's automatically going to cut and give you some different formats, vertical formats, portrait formats, pardon me, so that you can actually use these on things like like TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So this is a pretty straight one. Again, they've got AB roles now. Number 3 is out, so it's been here a little while. Create 3 to 15-minute clips with captions and more. So you can go read that. It's free to sign up to get started. And once you get going, really what it allows you to do, $9.95 a month for the pro version, and it's on this one, again, $9 and free. And you can change it to monthly, yearly. But what it allows you to do is it allows you to create a number of minutes of processing. So I think the, what have we got there? 60 minutes. You got 1 hour for the first month on the free ones. And then when you get into the monthly ones for individual people, you've got 150 processing minutes. So you've got 2.5 hours of videos that you can upload. And if you get those put into small clips, you've got a situation where you've now got a lot of content that can be used as a regular bit of content set out on a regular basis that allow people to learn a little bit more but expect what it is that you're trying to sell. So Opus.pro, go sign that up. I put a link in the description below for all of these, and of course all of the different products that we're talking about today, but they're there for you as well to check. So OpusClip.pro, Opus.pro. The product's called Opus Clip. So there we go. That's kind of the first thing that we're kind of can come back to after we create the content. But one of the things you're probably wondering is, well, how do I actually create the content? And here's an interesting tool that I'm going to bring up now, and we'll open this one up. And the reason I'm opening this one up is because it's similar to Revoicer, but it's got a little bit of a tick in it. Yesterday I talked about Revoicer, which was a AI tool that allows you to take text and create it into audio. Play.ht, and again the links are below, is similar, but it's got a little bit more in terms of how it can be used. And I'll just give you an example on this one. YouTube videos, TikTok videos, voice and celebrity voice, again, a lot of voices. And the one that's here that I really like is AI podcast. So let's open that up for a second. You can publish your audio content to iTunes, Spotify, and Google Podcasts directly from the tool. So if you have AI tools, for example, you can create the text, generate the text. It can be text that you've created and or generated. It can create the audio directly from here and publish it to all of the different podcasts that are available to you. So technically you don't have to create the podcasts. They're being created for you, and you're in a position where you can schedule something on a regular basis, have the text added, and it'll automatically go out and be added as a podcast that you can subscribe to. So really cool tool. Again, I put the links below. Take a look at that one. And the pricing, again, on this one, you can try it for free plan, and they do it by character. So the other one for Opus, for example, had the number of minutes that were available in video to cut and edit. This one does it by the number of characters. And the types are different kinds of voices that you can use. And again, we've got some additional ones for the Creator and Unlimited. Some good packages here that you can consider and play around with. At least get started and try and understand how it fits in to your business. Okay, so we got a way to create some videos from existing stuff we're capturing. We've got a little plugin that we can use to take text that we generated and turn it into podcasts, not even with our voice, something that can do automatically, and it gets published for podcasts and audio podcasts, things like iTunes, Spotify, Google Podcasts, where people subscribe and basically get a brand new podcast. Anytime that they've subscribed to your channel, they're going to get either a notification or the download of the audio file for you. So that's one way of doing it. What about if we have those 52 secrets that we're creating, and we actually create a blog post for it? And that's exactly what I did. Is I had a blog post and I basically added the link to the audio. There are a number of tools, and I'm going to show you one right now, that allow you to use your WordPress site and have any blog post that has an audio file in it automatically distributed to places, again, like Google, iTunes, Spotify, those different places where people can subscribe. So that particular one, I'll open that one up now. This is one of the ones that we use. This one's called Castos.com. And this is one where you can use your WordPress site, Basically, add an MP3 file and or a video that you've created with any of these other tools we've talked, and it will automatically distribute it to any of those podcast platforms that are going to help you get in front of more people. Again, you can get started for free. They have the hosting, so you're actually uploading the file to Castos, a copy of it to Castos, and it can be private, so it doesn't have to be public. If you want to just do it private for paid subscribers as an example, you can do it that way. There's a mobile app for it built into WordPress, and the thing that I really like with this one is, again, YouTube republishing is there. You got paid ones, but it also works directly with WordPress. So how does that work? Let's take a look. So here's an example of one that I had done a while ago, and you can see that it automatically adds right here on the screen. You can see that the podcast player is automatically there. So this is one where we took a regular coaching call or a live Q&A. We've got an hour-long video. What I did is I just took the audio from it, and I've now got a live podcast that is automatically uploaded to Castos. It's on my blog, but it's uploaded to Castos, and it's also distributed to all of those podcast platforms, and it's available. So all I need to do is someone can subscribe to it, but I've got a nice sharp looking player that's here available to people, and they would just come play the sound. You see we've got one there, and they can also subscribe here and share it, adjust the speed, that kind of thing. And that's directly right within WordPress. So there's no work for us if we use some of these tools, but we've also got an opportunity to be everywhere when it comes to podcasting, when it comes to having blog posts, when it comes to being on Spotify and iTunes. So just a lot of great options that are available for us to really take advantage of creating something once, or even having something created for us once, and being able to distribute it on a regular basis. So I hope you enjoyed these sessions. If you haven't already, make sure to go and join up at trainingsites.io. Subscribe to the channel on YouTube. We've been doing these every day. We'll continue to do them every day. And it's just stuff that we run into on a regular basis, some of the tools that we use. And if there's ones that you find or that you want me to look at, or ones that you think are valuable, make sure to put them in the descriptions below, and I'll do my best to take a look at them and give you my feedback on them. So this is James Maduch speaking. Take care, expect the best, and we'll see you tomorrow with some more open tabs and tools and services to start, build, and grow your education business.